What is up, guys? My name of course is Carlo. Welcome yet to another very brief and very quick video regarding my latest short film, Hidden 8, which I'm just quickly showing you the edit of it. I thought you might be interested in how the edit actually looks, and how I put it together. So I think it'd be quite cool, actually. So as you can see, there's a few bits and bobs here, not that complicated for Final Cut users, but this is my first time editing a short film in Final Cut. I am a long time and still am a big user of Premiere Pro. It is my favourite editing program of all time, and it always has been, but I want to learn Final Cut. I do like Final Cut, and yeah, this is the one. This is the boy. So the way I went about this was I shot my scenes, and before I tell you that, I shot this all by myself. Okay. So everything you see here was shot on a Blackmagic Cinema camera with no cameraman. So it's quite difficult when you're shooting on a Blackmagic Cinema camera yourself, because you can never check focus, and that's quite important. It was difficult, I must admit, and next time I think I will definitely get a cameraman to film. I mean, with my unusual schizophrenia, I've got a cameraman filming, so it's a totally different kettle of fish, totally different ball game. But with this, yeah, it's a little bit difficult, because excuse me, like I've just said, you know, I can't check the focus of myself. Now, I do intend on getting an external monitor, which is coming in the next couple of weeks. I've ordered a Lilliput monitor, which I will bring to the channel and show you what it's all about. So when I'm filming myself, like for instance in scenes like this, like you can see here, I can check the focus on the monitor, and be, you know, reassured that I am in focus. But as you can see here, I'm not really in focus here. My ISO is a bit blown out because, as you can see, the sky's blown out here. But we're going to fix that in a minute. Yeah, so this is basically the way it works. So firstly, I've got all my clips, and here's my clips here. As you can see, really lovely footage. It's not in a flat profile. I shot it in film mode, so I never shot it in a flat profile because I wanted some sort of reference to colour. And here's this footage here, and then after the grade, it looks like this. So if we go back to this scene here, just put that thing here. As you can see, that's before, that's after. So it's not too bad. It looks quite nice. This is without denoiser I put on, because I do use denoiser a lot. Okay, in all my stuff. So as you can see there, you know, that's with denoiser, and my quality's set to better performance. So if I put my quality to better performance, and just go back here, as you can see, it's cleaned it up a bit more. And then once I sort of turn on denoiser, which I'll have to look for, if I just select my adjustment layer, that would help. Everything I put on top of my adjustment layer, so my color grading, my LUTs, so on and so on, everything is on the adjustment layer. So here's denoiser. So if I just click denoiser on, as you can see, massive difference. If you look at my fingers here, turn off denoiser, as you can see, grainy, and then ungrainy. So it does help. But I find I'll put denoiser on after I've edited. So first of all, I'll get all my clips together, I'll position them and put them where I want in the edit and how I want it, and then I'll put the adjustment layer on top, and then I'll figure out the overall look. So a bit crazy, I'll do the colour grading and the look of the film after I've edited it. So after I put all these clips together, then I'll look on how I actually want the actual project to look, sort of colour tone wise. So I'll stick my adjustment layer on top, and then I'll add the colour, and then I've got widescreen plugins and all that good stuff. I'll add my widescreen, and then once I've added my widescreen, this will allow me to alter the position of the footage. This shot in this was shot in 1080p actually. So I never had a lot to play with, but if I show you here, for instance, I've sort of got all this real estate up here. So if we take the black borders here, I've got a lot of real estate here and down here to sort of move up and down the shot. So, for instance, here, if I look at this shot here, for instance, with my head goes off the screen, I can easily get my position and just move my head where I want. That is basically the furthest I can go before the widescreen moves. But if I want, I can sort of bring it up here and animate the position to move with the shot. So it's pretty cool. You know, I'm sort of happy with it, but I'm not happy with it at the same time because, like I've just said, this was filmed purely by myself. So things like focus, so on and so on, was quite difficult to achieve because I couldn't see the screen. But hopefully, you know, once I get my Lilliput monitor in the house, then I can do sort of short films like this and look at that and hopefully get the results that I want when it comes to focus, so on and so on. But yeah, I did use stabilization on some of this. It's switched off at the moment, just for the shake, because there's a few bits in here where there's camera shaking, which I quite like, camera movement as well. This scene here was filmed, that scene, let me just put that back on now, like so, and I'll show you that scene. So that scene turned into that scene there. So the effects for the entity, I created him in Cinema 4D, and then I added him to the comp and just basically made him see-through, so on and so on, just to make it look like an entity really. So that didn't take too long. This bit here was really quick here. I sort of turned him round and just made his head move. That's all I wanted, the head movement. So if I just play this scene here quickly. So I just literally made his head move. I just wanted it to be quick and dirty, really. So you sort of see there's something there, but you don't know what it is. Sort of mystery sort of factor. So these are all my overcuts. So from here, I'll put the cuts. So if I just play this here. So it cuts to the hallway.
Who's out there?
And it cuts back to me. And then I use the same footage here. I just zoomed in, add some camera shake here. And then just literally zoomed out the shot to give it sort of like a more intense sort of feel. So, yeah, it came along okay. I mean, I'm not 100% happy with it, but I feel like it's not too bad for something I filmed by myself. Because, you know, if you're filmmakers out there, you know how difficult it is to, you know, film things by yourself. This shot here was obviously the entity closing the door. And I just pushed it with my finger, really, and got out of frame. So that was quite effective. In the final shot, it looks like this, if I just play it. So I've got my dramatic sound effect there, and then I've got a bit of Foley sound here, which is the door closing. I'll just play it now. Which does add to it. If you're watching this through surround sound, you will hear it really nicely. So another quick thing that I did, as we know that the BMT has an internal recorder, which is absolutely horrendous, but I do use that sometimes to capture Foley sound, and it does work. And then I use my Rode microphone to capture the audio of my voice, my dialogue. So if I go to here, if you listen.
Gunfire in the Kirkland area, as well as just by looking out my window, I can see where
You can hear humming in the background, and then you hear a couple of birds tweeting. Listen.
fire in the Kirkland area, as well.
So just there, just heard that is the cam, what the inbuilt audio of the Blackmagic Cinema camera picked up. So I thought, why am I going to get rid of that? It's going to sound more natural. So I used it in this, and it seemed to work okay. it seemed to sound okay. I just played around with the audio. Final Cut's got an excellent audio editing feature in it. So if you sort of like play with audio, it's the audio editing in Final Cut is really good. So I just played around with that, played around with the effects, yeah, and then it just sounds like this.
Gunfire in the Kirtland area, as well as...
You can sort of like hear a hum in the background. That is to give reference that the washing machine's on, because obviously I was going in there, I put my washing on, so on and so on. And I think it looked pretty okay. Now this scene, I did have a message from one of my subscribers. I can't remember his name, but I will pop it in the annotations on the screen. He did say to me he thought I should have like a black sort of, you know, like a what do you call it, a delay, so a little bit of blackness here and then cut to me dead on the floor, which I think, yeah, he's right about that. I won't argue with that. I should have had a bit of a delay, because this scene here, way too quick. I think he's right. I should have had a delay there, like if I, you know, put like a blackness in there or something to show a bit of distance between me doing that and me being dead on the floor. But hey ho, that's, some things happen. We all learn by others, and we learn by learning ourselves, shall I say. But that's it. This is the edit. This is the complete edit of Hidden 8. If you haven't checked out the short film, please, I will add an annotation card on the screen up to the right, so check that out. All, you know, like I just said, filmed it all myself. It is quite difficult to film something yourself, especially when you can't check focus, like in that scene here. As you can see, I'm a bit out of focus there. I'll just blow it up.
Who's that?
I've got the quality set to better performance, and I've got denoiser off. So that's why that looks like that. But if you look at the finished product, it doesn't look too bad at all. Colour grading, I feel I could have done a lot better. As you can see here, the sky's all blown out. So not too, you know, happy with that, shall I say. But we all learn. Filmmaking's about learning and trial and error and experiments. So guys, as always, if you have enjoyed this video, a like rating would definitely be appreciated. And as always, definitely catch you in the next video. Ciao, ciao, guys.